All right. Lockie, this episode's for you, my friend.
All right, fantastic.
We're going to drink some wild turkey today.
Hey, there we go.
Always a favorite of mine as well. So today we're going to drink a single barrel from Russell's Reserve. This one is an 8-year. It is from CNF, so Camp Nelson Warehouse F. And this was done by a group of folks, as a bourbon group in the area here locally in Louisville.
Yep.
Okay.
So Fred Minnick has a club. I think it's maybe 30 guys called Club Marzipan. One of the regulars here is also a member, and that's where this bottle. So they ended up Sydney and Club Marzipan split this barrel, and this is one of the bottles.
All right, so this is a Fred Minnick and Friends pick.
Yes, it
of
is.
sorts.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent.
All right.
Well, that excites me a little bit. I would hope that they rolled out a good barrel.
To me, that sounds like a absolutely perfect combination of things.
Man.
I think they picked three.
If you had that on paper.
3 barrels that day when they were there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Man. I'll tell you what.
It
smells like
great.
wild
Yeah.
turkey.
It
Smells like really good wild turkey.
And I've already had this a little bit, so I can say that, you guys know already I'm not a huge fan. This one is really good and probably one of my favorite Russell's picks I've had.
Yeah, unpopular opinion for the world. William is not always a huge fan of wild turkey.
No.
Yeah.
Lockie and I will dispute that.
Yeah, no.
Man, the nose is...
It's just solid, man. It's good.
I get this, like, really nice, like,
Oh,
cherry...
yep. All right.
Cherry, caramel, vanilla. Like,
Yep.
I did just pick up one new note on it,
Classic
actually. You remember those fucking...
What candy today?
Yeah, you remember those?
Yeah,
you remember
Williams
those
candy of the
large,
day.
like round, hard candies that were hot?
Like the cinnamon,
Yeah, yeah, you
cinnamon
remember those?
balls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the cheap ones at the
Yeah, the
doctor's
cheap
office.
ones, yeah.
Oh yeah, you
I
got
got
to
a
Like
little
the
hint of
butterscotch
that
candy,
on.
but cinnamon.
Yes,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
cinnamon, yeah.
Okay.
Little
You're
fire
getting that on the
cinnamon.
nose?
No, on the palate.
On the okay, on
the
the palate.
palate.
I'll say I'm not getting cinnamon.
No, on the palate, just a little bit.
I do get like this. There's like cherry, vanilla, and then there's like this really nice wave of baking spice of like nutmeg.
Yes,
There is a little cinnamon hint.
I'm not getting a ton of cinnamon, but the baking spices are definitely there. It's just
It smells like a little bit extra elevated 8-year wild turkey on the nose, and I haven't
Yeah.
tasted it yet. But it does. I would think this is going to be a home run on the palate.
It's very good.
that is just
Yeah.
You want classic bourbon flavors. They want like the plutonic ideal of what bourbon flavors should be.
I'm getting so much more vanilla off this Russell's than I
Yeah.
get off of other Russells.
Yeah.
I'm normally more like a red fruity blend on Russell's. This is like vanilla forward to me.
See, I always get a ton of vanilla from Russell.
Okay.
So I get a ton of vanilla always
like-
from Wild Turkey.
Like I
It's-
almost feel like I put a drop of vanilla extract on the middle of my tongue.
Yeah.
It's that vanilla.
I feel like if Russell's or Wild Turkey was more red fruit forward, I would like it more.
I get a
that
lot of
normally.
cherry. I get
Really?
a lot of red fruit on turkey.
To me, I always get like more classic taste.
No,
Yeah.
I know one like proud point of my palate is multiple times blind I've been able to pick out 101 wild turkey.
Okay, yeah.
And the thing for me is like this just tastes like what I want bourbon to be.
Yeah.
And so when I taste it, I'm like, all right, that's wild turkey.
And that's
Like,
why
Wild Turkey
I am
101.
such a fan of Wild. Okay,
And this
so
is way better.
as much as a fan as I am of Wild Turkey, Russell's, and other products they put out in their line, the reason I recommend it to as many people as I do is because I feel like it represents like that classic bourbon flavor almost better than a lot of other products that are out on the market, and also you can get that classic bourbon flavor in a range of their expressions for very reasonable amounts of money for the most part. Like Russell 10-year, $34 a bottle. Wild Turkey 101, probably my personal favorite. If you're ever looking for a mixing bourbon, I don't think there's a mixing bourbon really. And I know you
Around
guys are
that
huge fan
$20
of-
price point,
Around
there's
that,
nothing better.
around that price point. I mean,
Nothing.
I don't think there's a better like whiskey and Coke or my dirty whiskey mixing secret, which is Wild Turkey 101 and root beer mixed together, or A&W.
Yeah, you
particularly.
have mentioned this before.
Yeah, to mix together vanilla on vanilla on vanilla.
That's interesting.
Never heard that.
Yeah.
But
I'd try it. That sounds interesting.
it's just root beer is incredibly vanilla flavored, and Wild Turkey products are generally very vanilla forward, and so you tend to get that matching of the flavors there. You just get a ton of vanilla.
Root beer intrigues me as a mixer now, just altogether, to be honest.
Yeah.
I might try that
I've
with
never
mine.
really drank.
Root beer.
beer.
No, me either. Never.
I'm not sure if I.
You've never
I
had root
cream
beer and
soda
whiskey.
bourbon.
I-
That Dr Pepper.
I
cream
one
soda.
night I was
That
at
sounds
home. It was a Saturday night. I was by myself. I was having a few drinks, and I happened to have a case of A&W lying around, and I happened to have a bottle of Wild Turkey 101 lying around, and I just thought I'd
Right now,
I'm trying it.
I gotta ask. I gotta ask my like non-traveled question here.
Sure.
So in Australia, if you get root beer,
We don't have root beer. So
okay,
number
so
one.
you can't get root beer.
No, root beer. You might get like a sarsaparilla, but it will come from like a craft
That's what I was.
soda
Okay, see, that's what I was going to ask. I was like, if
Yeah.
there's root beer there, what is it?
Yeah, it doesn't.
So it doesn't even exist.
No,
And
not
if
really.
You can
No,
find
no,
it
no.
it's like a
Weird.
craft distilled.
No
Yeah,
root beer.
it's like no root beer is a very
American thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
just a very American.
Soda
thing.
in general, for the most part, is pretty American.
You'll find a lot of the world has like varying different soda flavors. Often outside the United States, soda flavors will be much more fruit related. So in the same way that you will have Jarritos, they'll have the multiple different fruit flavors. You will get a lot of that kind of thing, right?
Okay, so
Like-
if I went to a restaurant in Australia
Yes.
and I wanted a soft drink beverage that was non-alcoholic,
You're
what
gonna
am
get-
I
you're-
likely order?
You're going to get all your standard Coke products. You're going to get all your standard Pepsi products.
Okay.
With less sugar.
So we can
With
still
less
get
sugar
We're still
in
ordering
them.
soft drinks.
Yeah, you're still doing soft drinks for that kind of
Are
stuff.
there any like variants?
You absolutely will get variants. So the most
Okay.
common variant that
That's
you will find outside of the United States is you will always have a lemon soda. So
Like just
a
strictly lemon or
yeah,
like
a lemon
a lemon Coke?
soda. So we have a very famous one in Australia called Solo, which is it's a particularly lemon flavored.
Is it like a carbonated lemonade?
Yeah, like
of?
like that, but with like think Fever Tree Sicilian lemonade, but with a little bit more sugar and more carbonated.
Whoa.
Is if for the bartenders out there who have had that
That
stuff.
sounds like an amazing bar product.
Yes, it's just and it just comes in cans and bottles, but fruit flavors are way more prominent in the flavor of the fruit rather than it just being. Grape is also something you will not generally find outside of the United States as well. You won't get a lot
Grape?
of grape flavored sodas or Kool-Aids or any of that kind of mixtures.
I had no idea.
I went to an international
Like grape
snack
candy,
place
too?
yesterday.
Like no grape candy or
Very little grape candy. That purple grape, that specific purple grape flavor, whether it be grape flavored soft drinks, grape flavored candy, grape that kind of stuff. Very American thing to have.
There was a lot of fruited sodas at that international.
And it really explodes. My personal favorite in sort of more international sodas is definitely grapefruit flavored stuff, which you don't get a lot of that here.
like Fresca?
Like Fresca, but way more grapefruit.
More grapefruit.
Like more acidic, more tart, like sweet and also very tart at the same time. Personal favorite of mine of those comes from the Caribbean, which is a Jamaican Ting, like T-I-N-G.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
It's
that
like Tang, but it's Ting.
Ting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff. Very grapefruit flavored, very tart, very sweet, very that kind of stuff. And those lemon sodas will also fit into that same mold. So they will be lemony, they will be tart, but they will also be quite sweet at the same time.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's almost considered a refreshing soda. So the tartness cuts through the sweetness to a certain extent, and so like it's much less of just sweetness. It's also as well because, and not knocking American sodas, America has a fantastic range of sodas and root beers and all that other kind of fantastic stuff, but here the use of corn syrup in all of
I was
those
just gonna
products.
say, but they're probably made with sugar.
They're made with sugar, and it's different. Corn syrup here has a lot of Americans won't necessarily recognize it, but it has a distinct flavor to it when you use corn syrup to make soda with, and it tends to the sweetness that corn syrup gives masks a lot of other flavors that come with stuff, and you often have to amp up the flavors to sort of have the.
It's a very encompassing sweetness. For
Yeah,
sure.
it's a very all-encompassing sweetness. Whereas
Danielle just got lemon Pepsis yesterday at that place, and she said she didn't think it tasted very lemony.
Well,
yeah.
if we order it from Australia.
Yeah, you got to get some Solo.
These were from Japan, I think.
Yeah,
Were they
yep.
from Japan?
Yeah, they were from Japan, and I just got it because I used to drink lemon Pepsi. They used to have it
Yeah.
here, and I used to love it.
Oh, like the
I got-
Pepsi
Pepsi
Cola
with lemon.
Pepsi
Yeah,
with the lemon
lemon
flavor. Yeah.
And then I saw it there, and I was super excited. It's not
Yeah.
the same.
No, you'll have a lot more fruit-based sodas. That is way more common. Fruit flavors, and they will taste more tart or more specifically like the fruit rather than just being sweet and a little bit fruit flavor.
All right, I got to get back to the whiskey, but one last question
Yes,
about
absolutely.
this. So the product you said, what was this? Soul or
Solo.
Solo?
Yeah.
Is that company like that's
That's
what
a
they make?
Schweppes product.
It's a Schweppes, so it is okay.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a big conglomerate company.
Yeah,
that
it's a
also
big-
makes
yeah.
that, but you can only get it.
But you can get it in Australia. I
Certain
think
areas.
maybe you can get it in the UK as
Okay, yeah.
well.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, it was a big thing. And for years it was advertised as like the thirst quenching soda. So like if you're out working hard or doing
Sprite's
a
gonna be
kayak
pissed.
down a waterfall or something along those lines, you would drink Solo. You crack a can of Solo and douse it all over yourself as much as you drink it.
When you work up a big Aussie thirst, slam down a Solo. Solo, a man's drink. Nothing stacks up like extra tangy lemon Solo. And it's light on the fizz, so you can slam it down fast. Solo, when you've got a thirst, it's the drink to have first.
That was a great visual.
I love it.
While wearing,
I love
like, white
it.
t-shirt.
I'd love to see you do that.
Proof for it didn't happen. All right, back to this pick. I'll tell you what. The whole time you were talking,
solid.
I just kept going back to the nose, and the nose is really developed even further. It smells like 12 to 15 year wild turkey to me on the
No,
nose.
it's
It
really,
drinks
really
a little thin compared to how the nose is so
The nose is so
overwhelmingly full.
Yeah.
Exactly. Full is a good word. But on the palate, it's a little bit thinner than the nose, but man, it's damn tasty. This
It's
is
delicious.
I've tasted
It's
a lot of these.
extreme- This is crushable whiskey.
I've honestly tasted probably 12 to 15 of these 8 and 9 year Russells in the last 6 months.
Yep.
This is the best one I've had.
I agree with that.
It's a great
one of the
barrel.
better ones I've ever had.
But I guess if Fred Minnick's coming, I would hope they roll him out a good barrel. So
Yeah, I would hope so too.
I mean, good job, Wild Turkey, and great job picking a barrel, you guys. This is, like I said, the best Russell's pick I've tasted all year.
It's a good one.
It's really tasty.
I like it.
It's oily enough that I would think it's more on that Russell's 10 side than 8 for sure. And this is distilled January 3rd, 2017, and was dumped on September 25th, 25. So 8.5 year.
Yeah. It's very tasty.
Spent its life on the 4th floor of the Rick House. So maybe
Yeah.
that helped.
No, it's just I mean, and it's hard. Like it's because it's not super intriguing. It's not necessarily easy for us to talk about it for a huge periods of time. But when I say that it's just everything that you want bourbon to taste like,
I mean, seriously, if you give me this bottle for, what's the retail on a Russell's? 60?
Russell's,
Yeah.
yeah, $60.
It used to be
Russell's
like
private,
40 and
yeah,
then went up a little bit.
55
55,
to.
60.
I think it's up in the 70s now.
Really?
I
I don't
think
know.
so.
Okay. Well, regardless.
Because I want to say that the half of this Sydney got, and then I want to say the other half was sold on seal box, and I want to say retail was in the 70s.
If you handed this pour to me blind and told me that this bottle was $100 or under, I would say you did damn well.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
No.
a great bourbon,
Yeah, it's-
regardless of price point, as long as it's 100 or under, and if it's like half of that ish, 50, 60, 70, home run.
Yeah, it's solid.
Right.
Great pick, y'all.
Is this okay? So is this in the bourbon of the year? Like, I don't quite think it has that level of depth. I don't think that has that level of flavor stages, but I think it's still really good.
It is very good. I don't know that it's like. I don't know that it's a complex.
I don't.
Right, it's complex, quite complex enough.
For
That's
me to
my
get into that
only-
conversation, it doesn't have the maturity and the depth to get into that conversation. Now, if we were going to have like value bourbon of the year, I mean, I don't know.
That's absolutely a category that we should consider.
That's a good one, actually.
I don't know that this is getting knocked out of that easily.
No.
Like, this is great value at wherever it's sitting in the realm of what the price
I mean, it's
is.
under $100. It's guaranteed under $100.
And if I drank it blind, I'd tell you this came from a bottle that cost more than $100.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
it's a
right?
great value.
It's very good.
It's wonderful. Well,
Because that value category is very competitive now.
It is.
Like, it is super competitive. That
I mean,
$60 to $70 category, that's very competitive.
if I'm just mentally doing a quick like comparison on a few things, so this, let's say it's 60-ish bucks. Woodford Double Oak's in that price point. What are some other like main $60 price point bottles that are like?
I mean, bottles that are retail for that.
Yeah,
a lot of things retail. For that.
No,
Right.
yeah, no, I'm talking retail. We're talking retail on this bottle.
What are the JD12s and the JD14s?
Those are actually more.
Those are a little bit more?
Yeah, I think those
The,
are 99.
the 10 is like 70 or
10 is
80 bucks
99,
retail.
99.
Oh, is it 100 bucks?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think those were 99.99, and then I want to say the 14's like 149.
The Old Fit 7-year bottled in bond.
If you go
right
if
in
I
that
compare
price
this
range.
like Weller Antique,
Weller Antique.
I would rather have that than like a Shelfer Weller Antique.
I'm
Oh,
trying,
yeah,
no,
100%.
that's basically where I'm going
Yeah.
with this. Is if I'm comparing this to other shelf products for the same price, this is dusty.
It's also not a shelf product, really.
It's
though.
well, you're right, but Russell's price point, I guess, is what I'm looking at. Is more the shelfer price point at this level.
It's.
I mean, yes, this is a single barrel, so it's going to be better than the shelfer.
Yeah.
And this particular single barrel is better than most single barrels.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's a really good turkey pick, and I'm excited. I mean, hopefully we'll get Fred Minnick on here to talk about it. You know.
Yeah.
He said he'll come on.
So I'd love to drink this and some other pours with him and see what he thinks about. So, but this is a great pick, William. It's your turn. Let's spin the wheel and
turn
see
the
what we
wheel.
got.
Ugh. Let's get something besides 9.
Yeah. 9 for the last 2 episodes.
about
See if we can roll up a 999.
Oh my God! I thought I was about to do it again.
We get
10.
number 10. Number 10. So I don't know if we've had a 10. I don't know. Doesn't matter if we have or haven't.
Yeah.
So Danielle behind the camera is going to be the only one in the room who knows what's about to be poured over here. Mm-hmm. These are all samples that have been sent to us by the viewership. Thank you all so much for continuing to send samples.
10.
We actually do need more samples, so please feel free to send them to this P.O. box here. Mm-hmm. Just short of begging you, thank you. This is my favorite part of the show. I think it's probably a lot of the viewers' favorite part of the show. We're going to drink these pours blind, and they could be anything. And you get to see how wrong or right we are most of the time.
And we are frequently wrong.
Usually goes towards wrong. Yes, usually goes towards wrong.
I mean, I think you had a reasonable track record in the past. With both you and William had reasonable track records in the past, being able to pick out.
By color and amount, I'm thinking this is a good sample. Okay.
Yeah, it was a shorty.
I'm getting those red fruit.
It's a different nose than the Russells.
Yes. Well, it's nowhere near as vanilla full.
Yeah, I don't get the vanilla.
Forward.
I do get what I typically would get off a Russell. I get cherry here.
See, I'm getting a more maple.
I get that cherry is a little more muted. It's almost like
I'm more red
Cranberry.
fruit, like a red fruit for sure.
I'm more like
Yeah.
a bitter red, like cranberry. It's not uber sweet smelling either.
I like the nose.
The nose is good.
Yeah, I love
It
it.
smells elegant. I don't know how to describe.
Oh.
It smells sophisticated in a way.
And it tastes it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Smells,
I don't know how to describe.
Smells and tastes sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
The nose is intriguing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Whoa. The palate just stunned me.
Yeah, it's great. This is real, like, you know.
Whoa. Okay. I got. The palate outdrank the nose 100 to 10, or 100 to 1. I don't know. I mean, the nose is great, but the palate is holy shit good to me. And the finish.
Yeah.
I had a micro sip.
These
and my
are-
palate is drenched in the finish.
Both of these whiskeys, both the Russells
That's old as
and this mystery sample here.
If this isn't what I think it is, I'll be stunned. I don't want to throw my hat in the ring till the end of this.
Okay. We gotta get
I
back
think
to
I know
the
what
ring.
this pour is.
I don't know.
I don't know, though. Do you get, I mean, to me, this is Kentucky bourbon
Yes.
that is more than 20 years old.
I don't think so.
I would go like 15.
I don't know. I don't think so. Think it's Kentucky bourbon?
I do.
You think it's over 20 years old?
I don't know. There's a lot of age. There's 15 to 20 plus years on this thing to me. I guess I don't know. Now you got me questioning myself.
Now, I almost, as a weird little note,
Do I like it so much because it's light whiskey, or do I like it so much because it's really good bourbon? I don't know.
like the caramel flavor is so strong, like the toffee, the caramel, all that stuff. But I get this tiny little note of like red wine. Like
You think that's light whiskey?
I don't think it's light whiskey.
I don't, but I really like it. So that's why I'm like, to me, is this like
wanna
mature
say-
classic bourbon that I love? Is this a light whiskey that is presenting itself to my palate in a way that is just hitting?
One thing I would say about it is I think it's considerably lower proof.
The proof is what's, I'm not sure where I proof
I can't.
this.
It doesn't.
I'm
like
110ing?
100, 105. Of course, you're going to show me a billboard in here in a second that says like 135.7.
I don't,
But,
it has no proof to me on the palate,
None-
but I'm breathing proof, which I'm honestly, I could go above the 110 now that I'm thinking about proof a little bit. But not much. 115.
I don't think it has a lot of proof to it, but I've been very wrong so far. So today,
Caramel, toffee,
I could almost get to
red fruit, a little bit of that wine. And that
Yeah.
red wine astringency right on the back end as well.
I don't know. I almost get Sazerac-y older vibes. You know, people want to hate on Pappy, but it's actually pretty good if you drink
this
it
is a
blind.
right, yeah.
And that's where I think I'm at right now. I'm
think it's
Pappy.
Pappy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know which particular vintage, but
Well, it's
if you told me that's Pappy 23, I'd
if it-
say it's a
well,
great
no,
vintage.
because
I would
if
say,
Happy 20 and 23, the oakiness would be
so
except for the last
so
couple-
much more.
I don't know if you've tried either of the last two, but they weren't over oak. They were pretty
Really?
good.
No, I have not tried. I have not tried Pappy 20 and 23 now for about 3 years.
I hadn't tried it for a while, and I had it recently, and that's what is just dinging me on. Which would mean it's under 100 proof.
I'm so far from.
Yeah, I mean,
100
I
proof
could,
or under. On,
I could see the low proof side of it,
if
absolutely.
it's 20 or 23, I mean, it's what, 23, 95, 96 proof, something like that. I don't know. Paul from Liquor Barn
Okay. Who,
Root-
friend of the show.
is a friend of the show, and every time we see each other, we give each other blind pours. It's
Okay.
just like our thing. We give each other a blind pour, separate, enjoy the pour separate, and then come back and talk about what we experienced, and then tell each other what we drank. Recently, he came in and gave me my blind pour, and I had a similar experience to what I'm having right now, and it was Pappy 23, and it blew my mind, and that's why I'm like,
Really?
I'm living in that lane, and I wouldn't be living in that lane had that moment not happened. So I might have a huge advantage here. So that's all I'm saying. It's full
I don't
transparency.
know, it's giving me dusty vibes, to be honest.
No, it really was on the nose to me a little bit at first, and then it just
The proof would
had it
match
recently.
that.
so
The proof would match that. The nose matches that. The palate matches it a little bit for me too. I don't.
Now that you say it, I don't get the full dustiness though. So like 90s or two, but like this isn't something from the 90s.
For
think
me,
it's lower
this isn't a complete 1,000,000% home run, but it's very close to it. Like this is a great bourbon. I would pay upwards of retail $250, $300, not knowing what this is.
Okay.
I don't think I would pay secondary above that. I would pay $200 to $300 to have a whole bottle of whatever this is. So when it comes out and it's $30, you can all laugh at me.
Well, it just means we found an absolute bargain. If that's somebody sent us in
Pretty
a sample
good. I wish.
of-
I don't know. The more it's sitting here, the less I think it's as old as I thought it was to begin with. So,
I don't think it's 20 years old. If it's 20 years old, I would be
yeah.
surprised. But
If you
could-
told me it's 12 years old, I would believe it.
I was thinking, yeah, more than that. 10. To
Weller
12.
12 couldn't
All
surprise me
right.
here.
So
You
what
think it's
proof we all
weeded? Is that
thinking?
where you're at?
Yeah, I guess I'm weeded Sazerac.
Yeah.
Weeded Sazerac product.
Weeded Sazerac around 100 proof.
I could get us a red fruit to get there, I guess.
I don't get like if it is a weeded product, I don't get any of the.
The age I was getting up front was all nose and mid palate, and then the way it was tannically sticking to my tongue. But now that like 5 minutes gone from that feeling, the tannins are gone. So I'm like, I don't know if it's as old as I thought it was.
I think it's like something bottled in bond, to be honest.
Okay, I mean, I think proof wise, I would agree. It's around 100 proof, I think.
And
Any other guesses?
I think this is
Proof wise, I'm gonna say somewhere between 90. I would say 95. I'm roll dice out there, 95. A little bit older, 10 to 12 years. I probably can't get all the way to like 15 or 20 or any of that kind of stuff. Sazerac seems like but it doesn't have all of those baking spice notes. It doesn't have all of those like little bit leathery notes that I commonly get from Sazerac products.
I like the nose better on the wild turkey and the palate better on the wheel spin. What do we got? I'm curious as hell.
It actually worked out quite nicely today, ironically.
1983 Wild Turkey.
All right, 101.
8-year 101. 1983
go.
Wild Turkey decanter pour.
it smells and tastes dusty to me.
Yeah, it had that dusty
100
funk.
proof. It smells like it tastes like 100 proof.
We never got away from the proof here.
Yeah.
I am a little surprised it's Wild Turkey to me.
I'm not. I can get there. It smells dusty and it tastes dusty.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this one's just been open a while, and it's
Well,
kind
it's
of
from
locked.
1983, so I'm gonna.
Yeah,
Well,
it could
the
have just been
bottle's from
open,
83,
though.
but
Yeah.
how long it's been open,
Yeah.
we don't know. And I feel like this bottle might have been open a while because I feel like normally on the vintage turkey, I get a little brighter pop on the front palate than I'm getting from this one. It's all mid and back, and
Yeah.
it is very good.
It's very, very tasty.
Like I said, I
It's
pay a
the
few
nose.
$100 from this, and
It's the nose for
that's
me
because
that
it's a
gives it away.
$1,500 bottle.
I like compared to the Jim Beams that we tried only recently.
Yeah.
Way
Way better.
and that's just not because I'm a Wild
This
Turkey
is-
fan. It was just a lot better.
The
I'm just going
best.
to point out to you, Fred Minnick. I just said the nose on your Wild Turkey was better than 83 Wild Turkey, so good job.
So yeah, right.
80s 8-year-old 101 is like the best dusty.
That's
out
like
there
as good
to
as
me.
Yeah.
it gets.
To me, at least.
I mean, I love
Yeah.
those cheap
Besides
old
maybe
oils and
old
those
Prentice
regular,
Eagle Rare.
Okay. Oh, the old Prince.
Besides the old Prentice Eagle Rare,
Okay.
the 80s turkeys to me are the
I mean,
best.
they're way up there
Yeah.
for sure.
They slap.
They slap.
They be slap.
They be slap. Especially like 85 to 88.
85.
85 to 88, man. Those are good ones.
Well, thanks as always, and thanks to
sent that?
Fred Minnick. Thanks to Sid.
Who sent
thanks
that
to you.
sample?
I don't
Thank you.
know. That might be.
Thanks to the
Justin.
the
Thanks to Justin.
Marzipan. Was that?
Club
Yeah, the
Marzipan.
Marzipan.
Thanks to Club
that's-
Marzipan.
I know we did spend a lot of time.
And thanks
talking
to
about
whoever
soda,
sent
but-
us vintage 83 turkey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Always a treat to try that.
This
stuff.
is a realm I just want to live in, and let's
yeah,
stay there.
Yeah, let's
Steak-
live in the Wild Turkey realm. I am very happy living in the Wild Turkey realm.
Let's all live there together. Stay classy, bourbon drinkers.